There are a lot of comments on social media after the Hungarian Grand Prix ended from the McLaren camp saying that it wasn't fair that they seemingly favour one driver over the other on strategy after Lando Norris won the race, holding off Oscar Piastri at the end. I don't really think that's true, and if anything, I think it's Lando Norris's secret weapon that not a lot of people are actually talking about, and that's Will Joseph, his race engineer, who I think, personally, has won Lando, or had a significant hand in helping Lando win two races this season as it is. Let me explain. During that race, Norris had another one of his bad starts. He's had a couple of these over the last year and a half, and he dropped down to 5th place behind Fernando Alonso. He lost a fair amount of time, eventually getting past Fernando, and then battling George Russell later on in the race. Now, if Norris plays the same strategy as Piastri and the surprise threat of Charles Leclerc in that race, he probably finishes 3rd, maybe 2nd, depending on what happens with Leclerc's car. So, there's a moment where Norris's camp changes their mind. You could hear Will Joseph ask Lando, we're thinking plan A -5 because Lando thought his tyres had gone. Instead, Lando stayed out, asking again later on in the race, Lando, how do you feel about a one-stopper to the end? And then Lando said, yeah, why not? Clearly an indication they probably weren't going to win this race by playing the same strategy that his teammate Oscar Piastri had gone through. They did the one-stopper, Norris shuffled back to the front, and in Hungary, you want that track position because we all know how difficult it is to pass at the Hungaroring, and it worked. Piastri couldn't quite get it done in the end. It's not the first time that the Norris camp has done this on the fly, and it's worked out brilliantly. Remember the Austrian Grand Prix earlier this season? There was a key moment in that race too that, in my opinion, decided the affair. Piastri was all over the back of Norris. Piastri locked up heavily going into turn 4, had to be reminded of papaya rules. And then Norris's camp and Will Joseph boxed Norris's car immediately, the same lap that lockup happened. It was a genius move because it actually forced Piastri to do another lap on his now flat-spotted tyres. It forced Piastri's side of the garage to now think, do we want to take him on in a straight fight over a 1.5 seconds of a gap, or do you want to make it a 4.5 second gap and try to beat him on tyre delta? Piastri chose the latter, and it wasn't enough as Norris was able to hold off Piastri and go on to win the race. It adds another fantastic layer to the title fight that no, McLaren's sides of the garage don't owe either one of them an explanation as to why they're changing strategies, let alone the audience. These two are very, very evenly matched drivers, and strategy and changing strategy on the fly could be a key difference maker between them as we go down the stretch.